Hey everyone, it is Yoshi 100 here, and I'm here with a new series. This is a PPT PC series, Puyo Tetris PC series, where I'll be playing against OnePunMan and in a Puyo vs Tetris match. Kinda drew a bit of inspiration here from Amamiya himself, with his whole, play against high-level players, save the replays, and then commentate over them. Kinda came across the store when I was thinking, hey, no one in the English community has done something quite like this, so I thought, this would make it more accessible to English players so that they actually know what's going on with the commentary. So I'm starting up this new series, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. Let's hop into the first replay right now. Alright, so here we go. So generally, I'm building on the right-hand side, devil counter, all that, which is where I'm using the 3 right-hand side columns. Looks like OPM went for a Mr. T-Spin opener, which is a single, triple, double opener, and transitions right into a super T-Spin double. I had trouble building my stack there, so, not my stack, my Puyos. So I kind of trapped myself here, not being able to access the blues to get my trigger. OPM constantly going at it with his T-spins to prevent me from doing anything else. That's the first replay. Very quick one there. OPM playing really well. Alright, so I start with just forming 3s, usually at the bottom is the easiest way for me to form. OPM going for the BT cannon on the right hand side of the screen. My trigger there are the yellows. It's a little hard to access and to extend upon, but then I hesitate for a bit, which actually costs me here because the height difference actually doesn't work out after releasing that. OnePunMan is going for a hamburger technique, as you can see with the pattern that was formed there. Quite an effective technique against the Puyo player, very annoying to deal with. It's a bunch of T-spin singles into Tetrises. Once again, stacking on the right hand side, as OPM goes for a right hand side BT cannon. Though he's given me a lot of time with that, sending off both of his T-spins one after the other. Making it easier to just take it all at once, rather than wasting my time with 2 separate attack animations. But I didn't end up getting the green I wanted, so that's very unfortunate. So then I found out here that I could dig through because he was giving me too much time at this point. Alright, so very nice 6 chain. OPM sends off a couple T-spins. Starts down stacking for everything, defending himself from all the garbage that I had sent him. Neutralizing it. Going for a nice donation. Trying to dig out of this with nice Hellfire. Well, not Hellfire technically, but the second link was Hellfire sort of thing. Going for another floating T-spin, OPM does. Alright, I got the green piece, got a 4 chain out of this. Quite nice. And we continue to stack upwards continually. You can see how I'm trying to form my stack in such a way that I'll be able to access a trigger all the time, even if it's not what my original intent was. And by now, margin time is probably starting to kick in a little bit, so I can go for simple 2 chains such as this one, expecting that it would erase all the garbage, and look, it even counted OPM stuff. He's looking for an opportunity to T-spin triple. Made his stack a little funny for it, but not a problem because he recovered it to make another T-spin triple. And of course I'm perfectly fine with this, sending up a 1 chain, a very powerful 1 chain that's been affected by margin time. Makes it very easy. So you can see how much the Hellfire sent there. Margin time is definitely kicking in at this point. So I set off a little 2 chain, once again. At this point in the game, setting off little 2 chains is not such a bad idea after all, because you're not using too many resources. I stall it out a little bit so that I can counter this. With a nice 4 chain. Pressuring OPM some more. He doesn't have enough TPs coming up, so he's messed up his stack too much for that. The mischop is fatal as well, as my strong 1 chain helps now. Well, strong burst chain and then second link. Alright, moving on to the 4th round. OPM goes for a TKI. I'm stacking on the right hand side as usual. I'll say that each time anyway, since sometimes I do go to the left hand side stacking and I'll mention that. So the problem I had here was that I was unable to reach, my right hand side trigger, which is the purples on the right. So instead I've actually made a little 4-chain to keep up with this garbage and to dig through some of the garbage he's sent me. And by doing that, it's freed up space and allowed me to get further down. Yeah, I'm trying to access my trigger as he keeps sending off those T-spins. T-spin double. Preparing for another T-spin. But I got a bunch of purples allowing me to set off this chain. Very nice. Open's got a very nice stack though, so lets him get through this very easily. The T-spin triple. Yeah, maybe a misdrop there. I think I was meant to have placed that on the left, so that I would have had a 3-chain, so that's not a problem. Because the blues have allowed me here to continue setting stuff off rather than just taking everything. Set up a 3-chain to defend against the garbage. Not exactly the best thing ever to have to deal with, but it's something. Continue to try digging out of this, but at this point he's locked me out of all my options. Especially with the garbage continually blocking me there isn't much I can do, honestly. OPM messing up his hamburger, but at this point, there's no hope. Or is there? Honestly, as the Puyo player, you should learn never to give up, no matter what. You can always pull it out in the end if you keep trying. Especially if the Tetris player starts misdropping a whole bunch and margin time starts kicking in. As you can see, build up a Hellfire, sent it, OPM misdrops once again, I'm continuing to build up my resources. There's 2-chain and you can see how margin time is taking in already. Oh, sorry, not 2-chain, 4-chain. Right, using height differences, I was able to create a 3-chain rather than just 2. And once again, waiting for a bit of garbage to fall, but the garbage did fall right there, so I just stacked up in the second column there to get it to keep going. Very powerful 3-chain. Should be a knockout for OPM. Except not really, because it's a Tetris player, so he got the T piece over it after all. And at this point in the margin time, everything's sending, the singles are sending garbage, but he's misdropped too hard to be able to recover from that position. As I keep setting off stuff, so margin time boosting it up. Make sure that it will knock him out. Alright, so you can see there I've got blues as the trigger, purples, greens, yellows will then link the blues, purples and the greens on the left hand side. So tending all the way down with all the time that OPM has given me during this round, although my decisions were sort of poor over there, you can see that I had myself get blocked off actually. Alright, OPM misdropped a whole bunch here, giving me a lot of time to do stuff. Alright, Hellfire, keep pressure on, making sure that I was getting through all the garbage. Then a very nice 3-chain, start digging through. I actually had something very functional on the right hand side. You can see there I was mentioning all the links that had been there in the past, but I had to break my chain down in order to actually make this work. One chain was just to defend myself. Very hard to recover from a position such as this. OPM setting off another T-spin. But I'm unable to do anything, so he takes that game. And that's the end of the first set. We'll go through 3 sets during this episode, or this part of the series. Alright, second one, let's go. Alright, so stuck in the right hand side, OPM going for misdropping the Mr. T-spin opener, but not a big problem since he's very good at recovering from those kind of errors. I made actually a GTR on the right hand side, something I usually won't see, but you know, if the case arises, I don't hesitate to set it off. Right, waiting so that I can counter the garbage rather than sending it over. Alright, there's a 4-chain, keeping up with all of OPM's garbage. He sends another T-spin off. I'm waiting for him so that I can counter the garbage, just like I was talking about just before. OPM with yet another T-spin, trying to keep sending stuff to me. Not a problem for me. Nice counter. Pretty up on the left-hand side this time, with yellows as the trigger, which will then fall into the purples, the blues, and then the purples at the bottom, making sure that my chain just cascades downwards to continue digging through all the garbage that's been accumulating on my field. Right, strong 6 chain, but OPM is able to keep up with all that, making sure that I don't get the easy win. Although, it's set up a very, very powerful chain. A lot of power in that second. So using this opportunity where OPM is just down stacking slowly, I made sure to build up a relatively good chain. Although the height difference judgment wasn't wrong, so it wasn't as large as I intended it to be. That's no problem, of course. Then converted it into this very powerful wipe chain. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with everything as usual. And he survives. Alright, so there's me building up another chain. But OPM's messed up too much to be able to recover anyway. And with a completely clear field like mine, and with that many resources, there's no way he would be able to get out of that one. Building up on the left hand side, so the right hand side, what am I saying? Have I been saying right hand side the other times? I'm not sure. Oh, well there's OPM with his TKI, very fast TKI, keeping a lot of pressure on me, but not a problem as I need to dig out of this. The blues as the trigger, still very accessible. And here I formed a 3 chain on the left hand side as well to support and power the rest of my chain. Okay, I'm not having any problems keeping up with all the garbage. There's another T-spin, firing it off. I'm continuing to stack on the right hand side, doing a counter build, setting off with the puzzles at the top there. Though the amount of garbage that OPM sent has disabled me from doing anything. The reds though, in the game, allowed me to get there. But then it blocked me off, so too bad, so sad. Okay, I'm doing a lot of fancy T-spins in the air as well. Just rubbing it in at this point. Right, so there's me going on the right hand side. Stacking a little differently this time, making sure that I have a bit of a tail end that so that I can continue extending on the left hand side. OPM sets off a whole bunch at once, which I had built upwards to take, like, I'd have taken that into account, so I built upwards. So that, because that's what a counter build is for. And of course, OPM's keeping up with all of these attacks. The counter was successful. It did send it to garbage. Alright, so here I'm just trying to plan out how to make my chain work correctly this time. Achieve the 5 chain. Right, OPM starts down stacking. A very nice down stack from him, but it's giving me a lot of time to do stuff. And because of the fact that I knew that he was going to start down stacking that bar, I built upwards very high on the right hand side. Made a very nice chain that cut at that point, there, on the 3rd point there. But not a problem, still can use it to my advantage. The rest of the resources that are still there. So that's a 3 chain with a very powerful second link. OPM performs an S-spin. And now the double. Keeping the pressure on, and down stacking slowly. Although, again, it's giving me too much time, honestly. There's another 3 chain. Let's power the second link. Seems to be very wonderful in that seems. Trying to pressure me because of my lack of resources and my board state being so messy, but of course, a good player makes use of all their resources. I'm not saying that I always do, but I try my best. Setting off the blues to trigger the rest of the links. It's a simple 4 chain. Oh, sorry, it's a 5 chain. There it is. Yet another win. OPM was not able to keep up with all of that garbage. Especially during margin time. So this time I actually opted for going stacking on the left hand side. Stacking, no, that's Tetris terminology, sorry about that. So what happened here is that I was trying to tail on the right hand side, but then I was unable to dig on the left hand side because you can see the 2 garbage that appeared over the yellows in the second column. it disabled any form of being able to dig through my garbage correctly. And with OPM's pressure, there was no way I could get down to it. I tried to go for a compromise. Go for something a little different. But alas, all the garbage was blocking my way. And OPM took that round. OPM with the TKI. You'll see him doing that quite often. Give me a lot of time to build up my counter. Yellow's at the trigger, as you can see. Tried to do something on the left hand side to make use of the resources that I had there and the time he was providing me. Though here, it seems that, yeah, I've extended upwards. And now, set off the rest of my chain. Stop this chain. OPM was stolen to take the garbage rather than countering it. 4 chain. Still keeping up with all the garbage that I'm sending him though. Setting up a nice T-spin. Yellow's at the trigger there. Now greens. Well, that's a little different. Seeing this off, causing that chain to happen. A very powerful 3 chain. This situation's a little hard to dig out of, but given the right pieces, it didn't make it too hard to do so. Actually, I'm going for another T-spin. And a fatal misdrop. A fatal misdrop. Wasn't meant to drop it in the 3rd column there, because, you know, the high chance of garbage falling right there was, you know, it's a high chance, so clearly that was not intentional, but sometimes those things happen. That's okay though. So here's the 3rd and final set for today. Looking on the right hand side. OPM always opening with Mr. T-spin opener for every start of the set. That's very interesting. Although he seems to have done something very wonky with this chain. That's given me a lot of time to do stuff though, so it's his loss. Although sometimes, if you give me too much time as a Puyo player, I start getting overly fancy with my chains and then I'm messing myself up. That's what I tend to notice when I'm playing as the Tetris player in the matchup. Sometimes if I give the Puyo player too much time, they end up actually messing themselves up more than they benefit themselves. Because, you know, they're trying to build a counter build and they expect garbage to come, but when it doesn't, they try to make something out of it, and then it doesn't end up working. And here you can see how I got a really good chain there, making good use of the left hand side by tailing, very powerfully tailing actually, and making sure I made use of all the resources on the right hand side as well, using it all for the counter. So you can see I've got a GTR going on. Had to do something with the reds, but didn't quite work out, unfortunately. I didn't get the right piece in time before the garbage fell. Greens in the trigger there. So unfortunately the GTR ended up unused here. Took the garbage, and then set it on this chain here. OPM continued to send, well not send us off, technically, because he also sent back at him, but sending off stuff to make sure that he didn't receive too much in return. Another T-spin from him. Trying to get that chain done over there on the left, but the garbage is blocking me off from getting the greens together, so that's not good at all. Now I'm trying to work with the resources I have on the right hand side. It's all links together. Purples, the trigger, the greens, and next then the reds, the purples, and of course the yellow in between as well. Makes the 3rd link very powerful. OPM tried to do that fancy spin and actually succeeded in doing so, yeah, right. Thanks, fancy OPM for that. So here I've received a bit of a wave of garbage, which was hard to dig out of in an effective manner, but again, with the right pieces, it was done. 2 chain just to make sure that I didn't receive the garbage. Some scary decisions being made to try to continue to extend my chain, but hey, the 3 chain worked. So in Puyo vs Tetris, you're really just looking out for counter builds and ways to judge your heights correctly to be able to create the best chain that you can. It's hard with all the garbage in the way, but after dealing with garbage for so long, you'll get used to seeing where pieces will fall after this. So the idea here was that I'd set off the greens or the red, and that would all work out. But it didn't end up happening, so I actually set off what I had on the left hand side, then followed up with what I had on the right hand side. Splitting up your attacks like that can be helpful against the Tetris player at certain times. Of course, it always depends on the situation, but in this case it was very effective. I tried to defend against the first attack, then I followed up immediately with the second. A bit like a harassment in Puyo. Or should I say, a Puyo vs Puyo match. So I've got a 3 chain. Continue building upwards. Using the purples to make the second purple really collapse. Larger than time kicking in for sure. Singles are sending garbage. 2 chain, trying to finish OPM off with a very short chain due to the fact that I'm aware that margin time is happening. And because of that, I built upwards to try to take this garbage. Weird shadows, set off the reds, counts build. Prepared for everything. Lots of power, and that should finish OPM off. There it is. Second game won by okay. Use the teaspoon opener again. As I continue doing my count build on the right hand side. Hopefully these builds will give you examples of or ideas of the kind of stuff you want to be aiming for when you're playing Puyo vs Tetris, because every round is just a new set of Puyos, so it's really just up to experimentation and finding out what works and what doesn't. But as you can see, I'm not really building with a consistent style unlike when I'm playing Puyo vs Puyo, because I'm just accounting for how much garbage the Tetris player is sending me, or what pieces I get given. It really just depends on too many variables to consistently build a certain way that will work every time. There are some commonalities between what I do build, but aside from that, it's not going to be exactly the same, of course. I'll try to point them out next time we come across the builds. OPM with another 2 spin. I set up a 2 chain to defend myself against it. Stacking on the right hand side. Not making too much use of the left hand side, that's a problem. Doubting whether or not it will be enough, so I ended up using both the left and right hand side to power up my chain to defend. A very good decision. There's a Tetris from OPM. Another Tetris, and a setup for a 2-spin double. With all this garbage coming down, and without that coming down at the same time, it made it much harder to get through all this. And now you can see how much of my resources are blocked off. This is the situation you want to avoid most. Just having garbage everywhere on your field and the pieces spread out in places. Because in these cases, it makes it nearly impossible to recover from, unless you get nice pieces coming up. There's a huge chain. OPM's still countering my stuff, which means I have to, counter to block the garbage, to neutralize it. But, as always, margin time starts kicking in around about this point. We set up the red, very powerful in the second lane, but there's a 4 chain. Okay, it's nearly out, but here isn't quite out yet. So finish him off. So at this point in the game, you don't want to just slow down or anything. It's still as important as ever to make sure that the Tetris play gets finished off, so that everything works out fine for you. Otherwise, they're going to come back and then they're going to smash you in the head because of margin time. They're going to spam singles and then you're going to die. So make sure that you're always on top of your game, even if you're at the top of the board. So that will conclude it for today's part or episode of the Yoshi vs OnePunMan series. It's gonna be an ongoing series where I'll continue doing the same thing here. Play Puyo vs Tetris against him, not really review, but commentate over the replays, and hopefully you can get something out of it, whether it be entertainment or maybe you'll be educated or something. Whatever it is, I hope it will be beneficial to you and that you will enjoy the series. So for now, this has been Yoshi. Love you guys. Hopefully you can tune in to the next episode, and I hope to see you then. Bye bye!